What is happening, agents? This is your boy Infamous Trickster coming with a new build video for you today. And I just want to take some time to shout out to everybody that's subscribed to the channel so far. You guys have shown me so much support. I appreciate it. And I'm going to definitely continue making these build videos and just tips and tricks for you guys to benefit from. If this is your first time coming to the channel, definitely hit the subscribe button and like this video if you agree with it. If not, leave your comments in the section below and leave your feedback. So let's get into the build here. So this is my bleed build. And what we're going to do is we're going to go into the gear sets, we're going to go into the skills that I'm using for this set, and how it all synergizes perfectly together. So let's get into the weapons here first. So my first weapon that I'm using is the Everlasting Gaze. And the rolls aren't too bad on this one, but it's meant for the talent mainly. Perfect Perpetuation, so headshots grant 50% status effect damage and duration to the next status effect you apply. So what we're looking at here is, like I mentioned, it's a bleed build, so it works mainly off of status effect. Hitting a target in the head with the Perfect Perpetuation will increase the damage and the duration of how much it ticks for and the duration that it ticks for. Now the second weapon we're running with an LMG. Now this one has the talent called Sadist. So what Sadist does is it deals 20% increased weapon damage to bleeding enemies. After 4 kills, applies bleed to the next enemy you hit. Now this works very well with the whole bleed build. Both of my skills that I use apply bleed to targets that it hits or they come in proximity of it, and we'll get into the skills in a bit. So right now I am currently rocking 4-piece of the ongoing directive. I'll show you guys in order what I'm using though in terms of gear. So the first piece we're using is the Striker's Battle Gear. It came with a decent amount of weapon damage on it, so I just decided to throw some status effect on that, and 5.1 critical hit chance. And the first piece of the ongoing directive that we're using is the backpack here. So I'll show you guys. It's, like I said, I'm currently running 4-piece. So for the 2-piece is giving us 15% increased status effects. 3-piece gives us 20% reload speed, and 4-piece is where it's really nice. Works well with the bleed build. So rules of engagement: killing a status affected enemy drops hollow point ammo. Now hollow point ammo is bleeding bullets. So here it explains it. Hollow point ammo amplifies weapon damage by 20% and applies bleed on hit. So it's very nice to have. Now when these drop, this is every time an enemy is killed that has a status effect. Now it doesn't necessarily have to be a bleed, it can be any. It could be, they could be CC'd, they could be poisoned, they could be disoriented, whatever it is. As long as they're under some sort of status effect and you kill them, they will drop a hollow point ammo. And each drop is 30 bullets. Now the other thing with this backpack is it runs with a talent as well, which is called Emergency Requisition. So anytime you reload your weapon, it automatically collects all combat resources, which is armor kits, ammo, grenades, within 40 meters. Now each time, like I mentioned, you kill an enemy that's under a status effect, they will drop these hollow points. So instead of you having to go and physically grab each of those ammo that drop, if you reload your weapon, it automatically collects them if it's within 40 meters. So that works really well here. The chest piece also has a talent on here. Now this one I maxed out the damage, weapon damage on here. It's got some status effect and skill haste on there. Now this one here increases the amount of damage that your hollow point ammo does to 35%. So I believe instead of doing 20%, it does 35%. That's 15% increased damage. The third piece of ongoing directive that we're using is the gloves. We've got 7.7 weapon damage and 9.2 status effect. And we'll go with the knee pads, and I'll explain the pistol holster afterwards. The fourth piece of ongoing directive is the knee pads. We've currently got 11 weapon damage on here and 9.6 status effect. Now, I am currently using this holster, which is the Dodge City Gunslinger's holster. I think it's really nice because it does increase the sidearm damage that you have. So this here is 15% weapon damage, 12% weapon handling, and 8.7 headshot damage. Now the talent on this holster is quick draw. While your pistol is holstered, gain a stacking buff every 0.3 seconds up to 100. When you swap to it, your first shot consumes the buff and deals 10% increased damage per stack. So that's really nice to have, because I usually run with the Liberty, and the Liberty already hits hard enough as it is. So this increased damage just increases that even more. So let's get into the skills that I'm using here, guys. So both of the skills that I'm using currently apply a bleed effect. So I'm currently using the Stinger Hive. So the Stinger Hive sends out micro drones that attack and distract nearby enemy targets. Now, this applies the bleed status effect on affected targets, which is really nice to have. Refill speed is 5.5 seconds. There's 12 charges on here. Enemies that come within 8 meters of it are affected by this. The duration is 50 seconds. We're at 860,000 health. The damage is at 338,000. And we are currently using this at 0 tiers. It's just for the bleed effect that it applies to the targets in the proximity. And the second skill that I'm using is the Explosive Seeker Mine. So the Explosive Seeker Mine can be deployed to track down hostiles and explode on reaching close proximity. Now this skill also applies a bleed effect on affected targets. Now the cooldown on here is 28.8 seconds. Health is at 228,000. Damage is at 1.1 million. Blast radius is at 4 meters. And again, we're only using this just to apply that status effect. So this is pretty much the build that I'm using right now, guys. The specialization that I'm currently running with this is the Survivalist Specialization. Now the reason why I'm using the Survivalist Specialization is because 2 reasons. Killing enemies under status effect adds 3 to your ammo bar, which is nice to have. And killing enemies under status effects add 3 to your group's ammo bar as well. Now, the Survivalist does have a few additional perks that work very well. The grenade is a incendiary grenade, and that also applies a status effect. So throwing that into a group of enemies and then cutting them down with your LMG is very nice, because all of those enemies will be dropping your hollow point ammo. Additionally, it gives you 10% protection from elites, which is always nice to have. And you get 10% skill haste while in cover. So those are very nice to have alongside with this build. I'm going to show you guys essentially how this works. The ideal situation that you would want to do this in a controlled environment. So let's head over here. And we are at our targets here. So primarily you'd want to start off with throwing a grenade, because this will actually ignite enemies on fire. Now while that's happening, you can set off a perfect perpetuation, throw out your hive, and so that just got wrecked. Wrecked. Now in this scenario here, they won't drop any of the special ammo, unfortunately. But I will be providing you guys with some real-world gameplay just to show you how it works out. So again, throw a grenade, apply the status effect, get perfect perpetuation going here, Throw a grenade. These targets are bleeding, so they increase damage always. So the LMG is going to do 100% increase damage. It's a very diverse build and I really like it. And let's switch to the sidearm here and let's see. Some nice damage from the sidearm, always nice. Alright guys, so that's pretty much it for this video here. I just wanted to showcase how it works and what my findings were for it. I think it's a really diverse build because you're using status effect alongside weapon damage, and it's really nice to have that extra dot damage while targets are running for cover and that sort of thing. So like I said, I will be ending the video with a bit of gameplay just to show you guys how it works in the real world, and we will see you guys in the next video. Definitely hit the subscribe button and like this video if you found it helpful, and I will see you guys in the next video. Okay? Have a good one, guys. Infamous Trickster out.
We're hitting the true sun slate. They're bleeding now.
Got a visual on additional hostiles in the Memorial compound. They're moving south. There's a gate between you. It looks closed from here.
Was that footsteps? I'll back you up. Got you!
Medical assistance needed. Vital signs critical.
These guys would go for it! Can't hit it from here. You will suffer. Watch out! Fuck! They got Nago on me! Fire starter!
Serious trauma detected.
Anyone else? Take the pain! I'll pin them down. Burn out the blight! You go down! No ammo!
One out there. Copy that.
Can't take much more fun! Copy that. Got your back. There's no opposition! Move up! Behind that No! Gotta reload!
Immediate medical assistance needed.
Hit him!
Guess all of us have to stand guard to
Who's that? Burn! I messed with your uniform, agent? There!
Infamous Trickster Gaming.